wet.
You do talk wet.
Just grow up. What do you think is there for when it comes here?
I mean, people come in here since, well, for years and years. I fetched my kids here when they were 2 and 3 years old and they're 30 now. Well, what difference does it make? What do you mean more sense?
Blood's on your hands when it happens.
Yeah, alright. We'll just all be bloody miserable, shall we? Hi everybody, PJ here, and I'm down at Rufford Mill Ford. I was down here the other day, well yesterday actually, and had a bit of an argument with the farmer about this Ford. And he said that everybody coming down here and videoing the vehicles going through the Ford was encouraging them, I'll put the teeth back in, encouraging them to do it, and that somebody would get injured very shortly. Now, I agree, they do go through a bit quick, but the reason they go through quick, oh, he also said that if that happens, the blood would be on our hands. And these drivers of these vehicles are adults, capable of making their own mind up what they're going to do and everything else. They're not children, and you know, it's their decision to go driving through, whether there's a camera there or not. Now, I must admit, the cameras do publicise this place and let people know it's here, but to accuse the people with cameras of causing all this, that's rubbish. Cars have been going through this Ford for years and years. When my children were little, we used to fetch them down here to watch the cars go splashing through the Ford, and they're 30-year-old now. So it has been going on for a long time. And the reason they go splashing through at the moment is because the Ford is just a few inches deep. You know, when I say a few inches, I mean 2.5 inch deep. When the Ford is 1.5 foot deep, 60–70% of people turn round and go the opposite direction and don't come through the Ford. And those that do come through, unless they're in a very, very big 4x4, go through really, really slow. And when it's like this, doesn't matter what you're in, if you're in a little Fiat 500, you can go tear-arsing through and make a big splash. And of course, making a big splash is fun. It's great fun. And it's not, I suppose some of it's playing up to the camera, but not all of it. So to accuse the photographers and, you know, the YouTubers and things like that of causing the problem is absolute rubbish. The reason that they're coming through and making the big splashes and going through quickly is because the farmer has dredged, and he's dredged the stream further downstream, so the water's not backing up. Now, 2 weeks ago, this water here was 1.5 foot deep, and if you went through too fast, you lost your car. You can go through as fast as you like now and do nothing, absolutely nothing to your car except get it wet. So, you know, whose fault is it that these people are coming through quick, you know, and wanting to make a big splash? It's the person that's lowered the water level. It's not it's not the people with the camera that's done it. It's the people that's made it possible for them to do it by lowering the water levels. If the water level, like I said, was at 1 foot, 1.5 foot, 2 foot, wouldn't be happening. So, Mr. Farmer, just think about that. If you see this video, just think, oh, yeah, maybe he's right, and maybe I am responsible. Because you are. You're as responsible as anybody. You know, you're as responsible as the people that are driving the vehicles, the people that are filming, and yes, you're responsible for lowering the water levels. Now, I don't suppose everybody's going to agree with me, not for a second, but that's just my opinion. 2 weeks ago, the first time I came down here, the level of the water was about 1.5 foot deep, which meant that the people driving through were coming down here and going through very, very slow. In fact, I would say 60 to 70% of people that came down here turned round and went back the other way. And those that did go through the ford, apart from the very, very odd one in a big 4x4, went through extremely slow. Now look at the water level now. You can see it behind me. It's on the marker, it's non-existent. Now all that does is encourage people to come through the ford extremely quickly and make a big splash. And I mean a very, very big splash, as you've seen from some of my videos. And the farmer is responsible for this. The farmer is responsible for people driving through here extremely quickly. And you'll see when I was speaking to him that it was blaming people with cameras, people like myself with cameras that were down here.
You're not filming me, are you? I prefer if you didn't, and so are all the residents down here. You find
I'm filming myself, the camera's facing me, mate.
Yeah, so don't do it.
I'm just saying that... no, I'm just saying that...
breach of our privacy is really annoying.
I'm just saying that you're complaining about the people going through here extremely fast.
But you're encouraging them.
You are encouraging them, you've done it. Because you know when the water was a foot and a half deep? When the water was a foot and a half deep...
Sensibly.
When the water was a foot and a half deep, 60 to 70% of people turned around and went back the opposite way.
Yeah.
And those that went through extremely slow.
Yeah, so why are you filming them though?
Why not? That's besides the point.
Well,
That's besides the point.
Well, anyway, I've made my point anyway.
No, you haven't.
Come on.
I'm making my point now, and I'm saying, you're saying yesterday that if anything happens here, the blood's on my hands.
I've not been down here for a couple
Oh, well,
of weeks.
somebody were down here. It was the farmer that were down here the other day.
Well,
saying that the blood is on my hands, and it's not. Because if the farmer had left it and not dredged that, and this was still a foot and a half deep, everybody would go through really, really slow. No. And they're not.
Well, let me just
they're wanting to make a big splash.
Well, let me just tell you, I've lived here for 25 years.
Right.
And the last 6 months, 12 months, have been a nightmare with people. I'm being reasonable with you now.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Let me just say my little thing now. I've lived here 25 years, and
right.
I come through here 3 or 4 times a week because I have to. This is my way to work.
Yeah.
Okay. And the last few
nice car, by the way.
months, well, I have a Range Rover because I can get through the ford when it's deep.
Yeah.
But I've never once abused it. I've never gone through it. I've never been stuck. Just let them tell everything I'm going to tell you.
No, I understand what you're saying.
I want to tell you the Rufford residents' point of view.
I understand.
I live in Rufford.
Yeah.
And I come through here 3 or 4 times a week because I have to go to work that way, and that's what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
And the last 3 or 4 months, I've been forced to go a different way because I don't want to be filmed. I'm fed up of it.
Right.
And I have a right,
I understand.
Well, hang on.
Totally
Let me tell you the whole
that.
thing. Because when I first moved here, we never had this problem.
No.
And it's only the last 12 months with YouTube and all this kind of thing. And
I'll be honest.
It's getting dangerous. There's a young chap, I believe, on a motorcycle did something very
had
silly
a bad accident.
But
yeah.
let me just tell you. Let me just get my point, because you've made your point to me.
Yeah.
That people watching cars going through, they've always done it over there.
They have. And I used to come down when my children were kids.
Yeah. And there's a chap now, a young guy, who makes money out of it. I don't know who he is.
Tom, yeah.
And unfortunately, it's causing traffic. It's causing the whole area to become very unpleasant. And look, it's nice now.
Yeah.
And this is how it always has been for 99% of my life living in Rufford.
Yeah.
But the last time I came through, there must have been 20 odd cars down here. Everybody was filming everybody. I believe there was a fight. One of the residents witnessed a fight. A resident witnessed somebody. There was no effort for anyone to park, so they were urinating in. And the whole place has become...
Well, there's no need for that. There's toilets there.
Yeah, but if you understand us, and to be honest with you, I don't live in this bit. I live away, but I don't have to come through here. But this is my quickest way to work.
Yeah.
These people here, and the cottagers here.
Yeah.
They're at their wits' end, and they've tried everything. They've had the police, and it's all down to lots of people filming and attracting people to come
Yeah.
there. And if I'd have been 20, I might have been encouraged to come flying down as well, because.
Yeah.
But the only reason I would have been encouraged to do that is because I might be on YouTube and people are cheering me on. But there's going to be, at some point, there's going to be a proper blooming accident down there. If you chaps,
I'm not disputing that.
if you chaps just saw the point of view of the residents, you might just think, right, we're going to move on.
Yeah. I've come down to make the point that when this is deep, people come through slow and steady, and there's a lot less chance of any accident or anything like that, because they take the time. They've got to, otherwise they're going to lose the car.
But some people don't.
Odd people that are in like big 4x4s and
sometimes,
things.
sometimes the signs have been tampered with.
Yeah.
And so, there's evidence that people have.
Yeah.
When we've closed the road, they've opened the road.
Yeah.
There's damming up going on down here. Somebody opened the sluice a few months ago to make it deeper.
But deeper is safer.
Well, it isn't actually.
It is, because people go through slower.
This time of the year, this is how it should be, and that's because it's been dredged now.
Yeah.
But if people keep coming down here and damming it up, you've got to be able to see my point of view. If
I do
lived
see
here,
that. I do see
you would
that.
honestly, if you lived here, you just think, right, okay, everyone's had the fun now.
Bugger off.
No, not bugger off, but please go and do it somewhere else.
Yeah.
And,
basically bugger off.
Well, no, I wouldn't say bugger off, because I'm a nice bloke, but I just get fed up of it all. Look,
that's true.
I am going to have to shoot.
Like I said, the point I'm trying to make is, if the water's deep, people have to go through slow. The majority.
But they don't, because they're encouraged to go through quickly.
And then they ruin the car.
traffic.
I've been down here when it's deep, and 60 to 70% of people turn around and go the opposite way.
Yeah.
And those that go through tend to go through slow. Not so much in this type of vehicle, but the smaller vehicles. Well, as it is now, with it being just a few inches deep, it don't matter what you're in. You can go tear house into and make a massive big splash, and they think it's great.
Yeah, but that's always happened. There's been a Ford here for thousands of years.
I'm not saying it's not.
But please just don't film us anymore.
Yeah,
I just don't want to be on telly anymore.
I'm talking about the safety side.
I've actually just come down today because I thought there won't be anybody here, and you are. Anyway, I'm going to
I'm not here to video the Ford. I'm here to make a video about why, now the water's level is low, it's more dangerous than when it's high. That's the only reason.
Well, anyway, look, it's been nice talking to you. I hope, out of all I've just said, I hope you see my point of view. And maybe one day when you come, you think, actually, I think that guy's got the point.
All right. Right, I thought he was a farmer at first, but he's not. He's a resident. So, and I do understand his point of view. I really do understand his point of view. But the point I'm trying to make is that when this water level is low, and it is low at the moment, it doesn't matter what you're in. You can be on a push bike and go through. You can be in a little Fiat 500 and go and tear ass into and make a big splash. And that's what people want to do. People want to go through and make a big splash. And the only reason they can do that is because it's at 2 inch instead of 18 inch. If it was 18 inch deep, the majority of people wouldn't go through, and those that go through would go through really, really slow. And for the farmer to come out here, and I understand what he's saying about people coming down with cameras and videoing them and putting them on YouTube, which encourages more people to come down, right? But it is a tourist attraction. It's signed as a tourist attraction. It encourages people to come down, and it is impacting on their life. I understand that. But look at it now. And it's not like this every weekend. Some weekends it's, dead. But it doesn't take somebody with a camera to be here to make people want to go through the Ford and make a big splash. People do it because they think it's great fun and they enjoy it. And I understand that. The point I'm trying to make is, I'll go through in my little Toyota Yaris. It'll not bother me at all. But I wouldn't go through it in my Toyota Yaris if it's 18 inch deep. I won't go through it fast at this deep. I'll still go through really slow. But the point is, when it's low like this, anybody can go through fast. Here we go. There you go, we've got somebody going through fast, and the only person here with the camera is me, and I'm making a video not about the splashes at the ford. Well, the splashes at the ford I am, but you know, people are complaining about the safety aspect, and it's I understand what they're saying, because some of them do come through really quick, but they come through quick because it's the water level's low. If the water level was high, they wouldn't do it, and that's all I'm saying. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, please share, please subscribe, and guess what? I shall see you in the next one. And the next one might be down here when I'm videoing them splashing through the ford. Right, bye everybody, see you soon.